Good morning. So we are on Sunday, the 9th of August, right? I'm just up in the old spare room, our old office before we got the gym. So today I am going to go out a run, right? Now I was meant to do a high rocks specific training yesterday, Saturday. My legs were still quite tender for the conditioning session that we done on Wednesday. And to be honest with you, I'm just kind of obviously, as you know, getting back into training because of my knee and stuff. And then obviously the hair transplant. So training hasn't been easy recently. Last week, Wednesday, the first conditioning session that I thought, I'm actually feeling like myself again. And obviously the new programme that we've got is a seven day kind of training programme. And what I mean by that as well is that it's not all like hard sessions or whatever. A training day could be classed as an easy day. An easy run, bike, whatever it is that I decide to do. But obviously I've not really done any specific high rocks training in terms of compromised running, which was meant to be yesterday, the Saturday. And I was going to push it into the day. But the way the training programme works, it's like Mondays like kind of easy. Mondays are hard, then easy, then hard, then easy. So that's the way it's going. And it's like if I do that compromised running session today, it's going to fuck me for going back to the normal routine tomorrow. So I thought, you know what? I've not really done any running. The last bit of running you would have seen was in Salou. The second day we were there and my knee flared up a wee bit and then I just never done any running. Since that, obviously, I've played in the 11-a-side charity tournament. My knee was fine on the day and the next day. And then I've obviously done that conditioning session on Wednesday and there was lunges, wall balls, and they were fine. But the thing that was the issue is my adductors inside my legs. Sorry about all the shit on the table. That's stuff to go invented. But so my recovery's still not been the greatest, and it's just down to the fact that I've not really been doing much intensity with my training. So my body's obviously, the last time I'd done any of this kind of work was obviously in the lead up to Berlin, and I've not done anything really since that as intense. So my body's taking time to adjust again, which is totally fucking understandable, and we just need to keep going like that. To see at least a couple of weeks, I need to be fully training for my body to then I start adapting to stimulus, so then I can start putting it up. But right now, I always do this, is just stretching out my hip flexors because they're always tight before I run. That's where I have a lot of my issues, is my hip flexors, and it's just something that I need to do. I actually probably need to do more. I probably need to do more in terms of working on my hip flexors, strengthening them and stuff like that, because obviously I'm not the smallest of guys in terms of muscle mass. So you can imagine when it comes down to running, I'm carrying quite a lot of weight, which isn't easy on the joints and stuff, and especially when the hip flexors, I'll need to pull my knees up and stuff, and I probably really should be doing a lot more strengthening work with them. But I don't do it because I just feel like there's fucking so much that I need to do. Just adding something else in is just going to annoy me even more. So, but we just want to go out in this run. Probably, I've got a route that I go, and normally it takes about 45-50 minutes. So I'm just going to go easy on it, and just to hopefully just get a wee bit of more miles into the legs, because it's no headating, and we've got the gauntlet coming up in about 4 or 5 weeks time, so I really need to start getting back some running in, and obviously some compromise stuff and all. So the gauntlet's probably going to give us an idea of where me and Holly both are, because as I said, Holly's obviously had an injury and all. Her foot, she's got the podiatrist in a couple of weeks. Thankfully now, her foot's fine. It's no sore or anything like when she's walking on it anymore. So she's in two minds whether to go out and just try and do a wee bit of like walking for a minute, running for a minute, walking for a minute, running for a minute, and just trying to put a wee bit more, pressure on it in terms of running to see how she feels. So she might do that, she might not. The day, it's Pishenden, it's not a great day to be running, but at the end of the day, I just want to go and get it done and just see how I feel. So I don't know if I'll be able to take you out with me. It's quite hard to do that when I'm running with an Osmo, but we'll see. I'll try it. But aye, so we'll see how we are. Go finish half my stretching. And then, how are we? So, we're hitting a run. We're about just coming up for 2.5k. Now, pretty cool looking. I've just found on Spotify, right, that you can put on something called running mode. And you can basically refine it, and what it can do is match the beat to the cadence that you want. So I'm trying to up my cadence because I have watched a YouTube for a guy that can run, so that's about 108 kilo, 107 kilo, and he can run a sub 17 5k, right? Jordan, is it Connolly? No, I can't remember his second name, but this guy's big, he's a big guy. And he can run a sub 17 5k, which is massive, right? And it put a wee bit of perspective on it for me, because I think I'm always going to hover between 90 and 95 kilo, right? Which is still quite heavy for my height. I'm only about 5'9". He's like 6'2" or something, so he's naturally going to be that wee bit heavier. Now, even listening to him, but it's like, right, my body doesn't want to shift kind of anything below 90 kilo, which it's always kind of been like that unless I'm in a pure harsh deficit. So I'm like, I just need to try and perform at my best at the body weight, my weight, my body weight, my body wants to sit at, which is between 90 and 95 kilo. It's going to be. And then once I think I'm at my capabilities at that weight, then I'll need to potentially look at just cutting down more weight. But I think I just need to, I've been basically fucking dieting for years, and I need to stop it because it's no good for performance, it's no good for what I want to do. It's probably why I've picked up wee bits of injuries here and there, and it's obviously why my recovery is fucking shocking and all. By the way, this is the first time I've ran with my phone in my hand like this, so I'm obviously trying to run at an easy pace, but trying to keep my feet going fast. It's quite hard to try and do that with the music. But aye, so that's quite good, that Spotify thing. Running mode, you can change it, by the way, to intervals. Now, if you up the cadence for the song speed's turned up a wee bit to try and match the cadence that you want. So normally, my easy runs, I'm averaging about 160. Now, most cadence, everybody's slightly different, right? But you always want to be between, they say the average is between 160 and 180, right? So you want to kind of fall between the 170, 175 mark, because it's less contact on the ground with your feet, less impact on the joints. So I'm trying to run at 165 and just up it slightly. You can't jump to 160 to 175 because your body will just not be able to do it. Your heart rate will just skyrocket. And right now, my heart rate's sitting at 139, which is just the middle of zone 3, which is actually still quite easy for me. My pace is sitting about 6:30. And this is the first run that I've come out properly. My knee's fine, I'm feeling fine, which is a good sign, even if it is Pishenden. So let's see how this finishes and see what my cadence average is at. How are we? So we are back from our run, and we're just going to make something to eat. First of all, the new cadence orange flavour. I have been choking to try this, so we are going to try it right now. Oh, that is nice. Oh, that is nice. Oh, that's a new favourite. That's a new favourite. We are going to make some scran. We're going to make brunch, if you would like. 2 slices of sourdough. I'll half these first. 2 slices of sourdough, couple of eggs, some smoked salmon, avocado. Boom. There we go. I'm going to drink this can of Cadence, and then I'm going to have this, my favourite chocolate flavoured protein drink. So I'm pretty chuffed with that run, to be fair. Knee's fine. Obviously we'll find out tomorrow. I think it'll be fine, because normally, like when I went for that run when I was on holiday, when I was in Salou, instantly after about a K, I started feeling it. That was 7.4k we ran. Obviously we were trying to get our cadence up, so let's see what we were averaging out. Should have loaded now. Let's have a wee swatch. Average heart rate was 139. Average pace was 646. Average run cadence 165. Bang on. Absolutely bang on. That's amazing. Obviously just running that with the new Spotify thing that was on, that was telling us about. Obviously I was trying to match the 165, and boom, I've matched 165. That is fucking incredible. So it works. By the way, I never average that. Like, I'm always about 160 when I'm on an easy run. I mean, look at my pace. My pace was, as I said, 646. Like, that is relatively quite slow. I say slow, it's not really, it's probably my easy. It's probably my easy pace, so aye. Chuffed with that. I am chuffed with that. I'm starting to get a lot happier now. I never thought I would see the day that I would be missing going out just for a wee run. I quite like doing that on a Sunday, by the way. Sunday was normally my running day. Just to get up in the morning, get out, go for a wee run, come back. I mean, it's 12:05. I went out and I've done my fucking exercise for the day. Do you know what I mean? So, aye, quite good. So I'm going to make this. I'll show you this once it's done. Then I'm going to have my second coffee. Then I'm just going to chill on the couch with the dogs. Later on, if Rangers game's on, Rangers are playing Hibs, I'll probably give that a wee watch for something today. So I'll catch up with you soon, right? So food is ready, and I'll show you first, right? Let's have a wee swatch. There we go. 4 eggs, not very nice looking eggs, to be honest with you. Salmon, avocado, sourdough, some pepper and some salt on it. And now we're just going to stick some sriracha. Right, not got any tom sauce. So, by the way, if you've not tried this, where am I? If you've not tried sriracha on your eggs with sourdough and that, get it tried. It is fucking delightful. So I'm going to scan this, then we're going to have a coffee. Hello YouTube. So we are on the 10th of August. Yesterday you would obviously have seen me going out a run, my first proper run, 50 minutes, easy, to see how the knee in that was, and I am happy to say the knee is fine today. So we done a bit of training today as well. I never videoed any of that or took any content yet, but the good news is my knee's fine. Like, it felt fine yesterday on the run, and it felt fine the day when I get up. So that is the bonus, that is the main thing. And I was sitting here the day, right, and I was thinking to myself, obviously for weeks of really the whole fitness journey that I've been on, I've been more or less fucking dieting, right? And especially when I've got more into running, obviously I started dieting to bring down weight, because obviously the lighter that you are, the heavier, the lighter that you are, the faster you can run, right? And then the more that I'm learning that to a certain degree, yes, that is obviously true. The lighter that you are, it will save impact on the joints and stuff. But there's a certain point, and I tell clients this all the time, there's a certain point at your body, when it comes down to body weight and body fat percentage, that it just doesn't want to go down by it. So what I mean by that is that when, you know, for some people, it could be like, I don't know, 80 kilo, and then you're trying, you need to push, like you need to go into a really harsh deficit to get yourself under the 80 kilo. But then you stop performing, right? Your recovery shite, your sleep shite, everything just feels hard and you're no energy, and that's no good when you're doing this sort of thing, when you're doing running and stuff like that, right? It just isn't good. So now what I'm starting to come, I think I need to start coming to the realisation that, like, for me, my body, obviously if you're doing bodybuilding for so long, I've obviously got a considerable amount of muscle tissue. I wouldn't say that I'm fucking huge or anything like that, but I've got a lot more than your average guy, right? And for me, when I diet down, I can diet hard and I can get down. I mean, the lightest that I've got is 85 kilo, but then when I start eating again, like, I'm not even eating massive amount of foods, especially for my body weight, my size, and the amount of training that I'm doing. But I just gain weight very quickly again, and what happens is I end up going up and I end up hovering around the weight of between 90 and 95 kilo. But when I'm sitting about the 95 kilo, it's more because of inflammation and holding water. But that's where my body likes to sit and shift. That's where I feel good. I get energy. My sleep's been fine. My recovery's getting better. And I think I need to just realise that my body that's the weight that it wants to sit at, and that's the weight that it feels comfortable performing at. And for me, it's very hard because I've always been very, very aesthetic driven. I've always been about how I look, just for growing up and stuff like that. And, yes, I've got some abs there now, but there's always the belly bit around the belly, the hips. I just can't get rid of it. It absolutely kills me, and it really, really fucking annoys me. But I've just got to understand that for me to perform and for me to do the stuff that I want to do, that's not going to go anywhere. It's just not going to go anywhere. So I just need to deal with it. Is it going to be hard? It's going to be hard. It's hard to not even fucking talking about it, because right now I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I'm going, fuck's sake, man, I've still got a bit of fat there. And I know a lot of people will probably feel the same way when they look at themselves. And other people might look at me and might look at us in terms of, like, Holly and stuff, when she says there's stuff that she doesn't like about herself, and go, what are they talking about? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, we go through the same thing. You're never really happy with how you look. But at the same time, I need to get it out my head that it's not aesthetics that I'm going for. It's performance and how I feel. And I tell clients this all the time. And I'm battling with it myself. So I think I just need to know. The thing about this, I watched our YouTube, right? Untapped podcast with Spencer Matthew, and it was on YouTube, and there was a guy called Jordan Stanton, I'm sure his name was right, he called Big Dog. If you ever search for him, look him up on Instagram now. He is 107, well, he was 107 kilo, and he ran a sub 17 5k, right? Now that is mental. Now the guy's 6'1" or 6'2" or something, so he's got a lot of height, so that'll be contributing to his weight, but he's not the leanest of guys, and he's no, do you know what I mean? He's carrying a bit of fat and stuff as well, and I'm like, well, if he can do that, do you know what I mean? Like, what am I moaning? Why am I always constantly trying to get myself pure lean and lose all this weight, where I've not even tapped into my own potential at the weight that my body's comfortable at? So I know I can get faster. I know I can get fitter at this weight. I mean, at the end of the day, what he said is that, like, of course it comes into play where, if you want to start running for heavy, good marathon times, like, you'll need to lose weight to be lighter, to be springier, to be more efficient to run. I'm fucking not going to be, you know what I mean? I'm no marathon fucking runner. I lifted weights for years, do you know what I mean? I was always about being the strongest. And that's what I need to remember. And I'm not going to say I'm good at lifting weights, but, that's been my thing for years. This running stuff has just come in over the past year. And I just need to try and give myself a fucking break and just go with how I'm feeling now. I'm feeling good. My energy is now back in a good place. I've got no recurrent injuries at the moment, thank God, for that. But obviously my knee was the last issue I've had. And I'm intuitive eating, is that the word? Which, by the way, I never really do that. That's not something that I used to do. But I feel a bit more leeway when it comes to food and stuff like that. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to sit. I'm not going to go and binge and have hundreds of fucking food and end up gaining weight, because that's not what I'm wanting to do. That's going to make me worse. So I'm going to need to try and hover around a bit of weight where I'm in between 90 and 95. Any heavier than that, then I need to pull it back in a wee bit. So, aye, sorry for that wee rant, but that's what was on my mind. So that's what we're going to do, right now. Aye, let's just focus on that.